Imagine you're given a beautiful house. Its construction is intricate and impeccable. Even though it's asymmetrical, it has walls, rooms, doors, and hallways.
And it's a smart home. Its plumbing, electricity, and structure ideally work in harmony so it can do its job. Pump.
You're the caretaker. Treat it well and it should last a lifetime.
So what are we talking about? This house is your heart.
Hi, I'm Kalia and I'm at Abbott in Minnesota.
And I'm Allison at Abbott in Ohio. Abbott's opening its doors to us.
It's brimming with medical experts, scientists, and engineers who help people live fuller, healthier lives with cutting-edge technology and products.
Kalia and I are both interns at Abbott and obsessed with science, technology, engineering, and math, also known as STEM.
We're excited to bring you on this virtual field trip.
Together, we are going on a journey to understand the heart's structure, discovering its extraordinary abilities and purpose.
We're using breakthrough tech to explore the heart's electrical system and circulatory system.
We'll learn about blood volume, why water's key, and how eating nutritious foods and understanding how taste works can keep our hearts strong.
We have an amazing special guest too. She's a 3-time Olympian and part of a small group of athletes who participated in both the summer and winter games.
Should we tell them who it is? Lolo Jones! Lolo is a USA Olympic track and field athlete and world champion bobsledder. She's an all-around athlete who puts fitness and health first. We'll find out how she keeps her heart in terrific shape and what we can do to keep our hearts healthy.
So, get ready.
It's gonna be incredible.
Hi, I'm Kalia.
Hi, I'm Lauren. I'm a clinical specialist at Abbott. What that means is I get to work on the electrical parts of our heart. Welcome to your heart house.
Why is our heart a house?
Because it has everything that you would have in your house. It has rooms, doors, hallways to connect them, and you have plumbing and electrical. All of those things in your house we find in our heart.
So, what's our heart's address?
First, let's think about the size of it. It's a tiny house. It's about the size of our fist, and it'll grow as we grow. Where it lives is right in our chest, in between our lungs, just slightly on the left side.
Is the heart a muscle or an organ?
Trick question. It's both. It's an organ because it is essential to our body. It's a muscle because it does a whole bunch of heavy lifting. Just like we use our muscles to lift things, our heart muscles actually contract so that they pump blood all the way from the top of our head to the bottom of our toes. What do you know about the heart?
Yeah, so I know there's 4 chambers, the left ventricle, left atrium, and then right atrium.
You're absolutely right. And just like different rooms in your house have different functions, the different chambers have different functions. There's the right-hand side, which takes in blood from our bodies and sends it to our lungs so that it can get fresh oxygen. There's a left-hand side, which takes it from the lungs and sends it out to the rest of our bodies. We also separate them with doors. Those doors are known as valves. And then there are big hallways. So there are what we call arteries and veins in our hearts. That's the plumbing part. Those are carrying the blood from chamber to chamber or from room to room, like a hallway in your house.
Wow.
Hi, I'm Allison. So nice to meet you.
Hi, Allison. Nice to meet you. I'm Karen Wolf. I'm a general pediatrician, and I'm the medical director of pediatrics at Abbott. Welcome to the Department of Utilities and Maintenance. So we're going to talk a little bit about heart health today.
Perfect. Right. So what is that?
I have some real blood here today.
Are you sure that's real blood?
It's not. It's just some food coloring and water. I thought it would be fun to look at how much blood is actually in our bodies every day.
So how much is that?
So this is about 4.9 liters, and that's the amount of blood that circulates through the average adult every day.
So is that how much pumps all the time with your heart?
With each heartbeat, only a fraction of that blood gets circulated. So one heartbeat generally pushes out about 70 milliliters.
Does the blood move smoothly through the body like a river, or does it more move in a wave with each heartbeat?
It's more like a wave with each heartbeat. So you can almost feel that wave when you feel your pulse, and that's that cardiac output. Have you heard of that?
I have not.
So cardiac output is how much blood does the body move in 1 minute. So the heart beats about 70 times per minute, and each time it beats, it pumps about 70 milliliters of blood. So that's about 4.9 liters circulating through the body every minute. So every minute, this much blood moves around your body.
So why is cardiac output important?
Well, cardiac output is a measure of how hard your heart is working. It's how your body is able to deliver the important nutrients and oxygen through the bloodstream to your body. And when we have enough blood volume circulating around, we can make the work of the heart a little easier. But we are in the utilities and maintenance department, so we can't have that without talking about our plumbing. Part of our blood volume is controlled by our hydration status.
Is that really urine?
No, it's not.
What does urine have to do with my heart?
Urine tells us a lot about how well hydrated we are. Hydration is really important for the heart because if you're not getting the water through the house, your heart has to work harder. This is really concentrated urine and this is really dilute urine. And when urine is really concentrated, that tells us we're probably not getting enough water. Your cardiac output is changed. So your heart has to beat more times in a minute to get blood volume circulating if you aren't well hydrated.
So how much water should I drink on average to keep my urine to look like that so my heart beats efficiently?
Somewhere between 6 and 8 8-ounce glasses of water a day. The foods that we eat are also important to heart health. Remember that the heart is a house. We have to think about the neighborhood that the house is living in, the body. So let's talk about some of that preventative maintenance. Foods can help us prevent diseases later in life. Have you ever heard of diabetes?
I have.
So there are 2 types of diabetes. Type 1 diabetes is also called juvenile diabetes, and that's not something we can prevent with diet. And that's when the pancreas doesn't make any insulin. But type 2 diabetes is something that we can use diet and exercise to help prevent or treat. But we're starting to see more and more prediabetes in teens also. And one of the things they can do is make some healthier food choices. So those are foods that have lots of fiber. So fresh fruits and vegetables, whole grains, beans, and foods that are digested by our bodies slowly so they don't spike our blood glucose levels.
What's our blood glucose?
So when we think about foods that we eat, we digest those foods and some of those nutrients get absorbed into our bloodstream, and that's what keeps our bodies moving. Glucose is the energy that all cells use to grow and develop and stay healthy. But there can be such a thing as too much glucose.
What does diabetes have to do with the heart?
So when you have high levels of blood glucose circulating in your body for a long period of time, like when you have diabetes, it can damage the blood vessels.
Oh, and the blood vessels are a key component for the heart.
Exactly. By preventing or treating type 2 diabetes, we can keep those heart blood vessels healthier.
Thank you so much for having me here in the Utilities and Maintenance Department. It's been a blast learning about how I can make the healthy choices to help my heart work efficiently.
This is my domain, my area of expertise. Welcome to the Electrical Department.
What does electricity have to do with the heart?
The electrical gets everything started with the beat, and then that triggers your heart to pump blood out to the rest of your body. It actually has a specialized group of cells called our sinoatrial node. It lives in our right atrium. They start our heartbeat every time we need it. They connect to some wiring. Just like electrical wiring would run through the walls of your house and carry that signal to tell everything it's time to beat, time to pump, get that muscle going so we can get blood out to the body.
How many times would you say your heart beats?
Imagine doing 60 push-ups in the next minute. Could you do it?
No, I don't think so.
I couldn't either. Our heart is doing 60 beats a minute normally. That'd be 3,600 beats in an hour, 86,000 in a day, and over your lifetime, 3 billion times.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. How we measure that is something called an ECG, or an electrocardiogram. Would you like to get one?
Yeah, let's do it.
Great. We'll use 2 electrodes, and they measure the electrical signals that are going on in your heart, how fast it's going, and if it's doing its normal beating, which is supposed to be top, bottom, atria, ventricles.
So what might happen if your heart doesn't go from top to bottom, like you say?
We'll go in and actually map out the electrical space, like a 3-dimensional map of the heart.
Mind showing me?
I don't mind at all. Let's go.
All right. What are we looking at right now on the screen?
This is a left atrium, so the top left chamber of your heart. we can actually map out how the electricity is moving in this chamber.
So how might they treat it after they map?
We use different types of catheters and apply just a little bit of real electrical energy into a small area that's causing the abnormal heart rate.
Wow, well, thank you so much for teaching me about all this today. I learned a lot about the electrical side of the heart.
Really happy you learned a lot, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the tour.
Hi, I'm Allison. So nice to meet you.
Hi, I'm Candace Tucker, and I'm a flavor scientist here at Abbott.
What's a flavor scientist?
A flavor scientist is responsible for enhancing the flavor of nutritious food products. Welcome to the Heart's Kitchen.
What does flavor and taste have to do with our hearts?
Actually, more than you think. Fruits, vegetables, and many other foods are heart healthy, but not everyone likes the same types of foods. We are drawn to foods that are sweet, salty, even fatty. But if we made those choices every single day, that would not be healthy for our heart. So it's important for us to have a balanced diet, and you're more likely to eat foods that
Taste good.
Exactly. So today we're gonna explore how we decide what we would like to eat. We see something and we're drawn to it. We then smell it, then taste.
But that's not food.
No, these are odor jars. I want you to come along with me on this journey and be a scientist with me, and we're going to detect what particular odor you think this is, because before you even taste the food, you smell the food. What does it smell like?
It kind of smells like mint.
Well, let's see if you pass the aroma test. Yes, you are right. This is peppermint.
Ooh, this one is sweet. Kind of smells like vanilla.
Yes, you are right. Let's keep it going.
Smells like cinnamon.
Oh my goodness, did you do this before?
Is it bubble gum?
No. Burr, burr, burr. This is actually a banana flavor, but I think you did good 3 out of 4. I want to challenge you a little further. I'll be taking away 2 more of your senses. Can you actually taste what the food is? What is it?
Maybe a grapefruit?
That is a lemon.
Really? Well,
when you don't have your eyes to help you detect a food and you don't have your sense of smell, you have to rely on your tongue. Your tongue can really detect sweet, sour, salty, bitter, and even things that are savory, which we refer to as umami. See if you can detect what this may be. Your nose would really help you to determine what this food is if you could smell it.
I think it's an egg.
This is an egg. Yes, this is an egg.
Kind of got a kick to it a little bit.
I would think so, but I can't tell you just yet.
I think it's an onion.
Yes, you were right. Really good job with this test. When you're sometimes challenged with your senses, you may not be able to pick up on things right away. And I want to bring it together to make a heart-healthy smoothie.
I'm so excited to make this smoothie so I can make heart-healthy smoothies better for myself at home, because I know that there are definitely some foods that are good for me, but I don't like very much. I see spinach there, but I don't really care for it.
I know that spinach can have a bad rap. It does have some bitter notes, but it is actually really good for our heart. With some of these sweet, it's going to taste fabulous.
Well, I'm gonna trust you because you are the flavor scientist here.
Spinach is very rich in omega-3 fatty acids. Pineapples are great because they contain lots of vitamin C. The mango contains a lot of potassium, and they also contribute sweetness. And then we have yogurt, which is packed with protein. Cheers to a healthy heart.
Hi, I'm Kalia.
Hi, Kalia. My name's Chuck, and I lead a team of specially trained people that can help physicians and nurses use our technology to improve people's hearts. Welcome to the plumbing department.
Thank you so much. So tell me, what does plumbing have to do with the heart anyway?
What a great question. A heart is a house, and in the house, you have electricity and you have plumbing. The pipes in our heart make it possible for us to move blood to and from the rest of our body. There's two different kinds of pipes. The first kind of pipe is the blue one that you see here. That's a vein. They're blue because they don't have any oxygen in them. Veins take blood to the heart. The red ones are the arteries, and those ones are red because they're filled with oxygen, and they actually feed the heart muscle itself. That's important because when you get a blockage in one of those arteries, that's what causes a heart attack.
What is a blockage made out of?
So it's made out of plaque.
I thought that was only something I found on my teeth.
I know. Plaque inside of a heart has a variety of different kinds of consistencies. In some cases, it's like cottage cheese, soft and gooey, but sometimes it's hard like the plaque that you would have on the inside of your teeth or the plaque that would build up inside of a pipe if you had really hard water. So here's a picture of something. What do you think that is?
Maybe like a cave or a tunnel or something?
That is actually a coronary artery, or the artery that feeds the heart muscle. So this is a picture of a healthy artery, and I know that it's a healthy artery because I can see three distinct layers. I can see the inner layer, the middle layer, and the outer layer of this particular vessel. Now we're going to go to another area that's actually damaged. So here, not only can I not see three layers, but you can see that the vessel is very crimped compared to the other one, right? There's a much smaller opening there. That shadow is calcium. Calcium is a type of plaque. So plaque in your arteries makes the size of the pipe smaller. And when the size of the pipe is smaller, you can't get as much oxygenated blood to the heart muscle. That's what causes a heart attack.
What happens when that occurs?
We would have to treat this and open up the artery because it has a blockage. You can see here that they've actually put in a stent. The purpose of a stent is to actually prop open and keep open that particular section of the vessel to make sure that blood flow is getting all the way down to the heart muscle.
So are people naturally born with this type of blockage, or does it happen over time?
So it happens over time. Here's the really important thing. You're going to have your heart for your entire life, so it's important that you do a good job of taking care of it. So what does it mean to take care of your heart? Great nutrition, exercise, and watching your stress levels is critically important to make sure that your heart house is healthy for life.
Wow. Well, thank you so much for the advice and taking me on a tour of our plumbing department.
Absolutely.
Elite athletes train their heart itself to be more efficient, to work under more stressful conditions, and to recover faster. Lolo Jones is so inspirational because she's not only an Olympic athlete in one sport, but in two different Olympics, summer and winter. Heart health is important for everyone. If you think about it like a house, you have to do some preventative maintenance so you don't have problems. It's making sure your roof is fixed, it's making sure your plumbing and electricity work. Exercise is preventative maintenance for your heart.
Hey guys, I'm Lolo. So excited to be here. You're Allison, right?
Yes, I am.
And you are?
Dr. Wolf.
Dr. Wolf, it's a pleasure. I am so curious to see how my heart rate is affected after we get moving, so let's do this. There are only 10 athletes in the history of the United States that have competed in the Summer and Winter Olympic Games. I have gone to the Olympics 3 times, and I've been through it all, through summer track and field, and then I competed in bobsled for the Winter Olympics.
The first thing we're going to do is check your resting heart rate and your pulse ox, the oxygen level in your bloodstream. Normal oxygen level is generally above 95% in an adult's bloodstream. Right now, you're registering at 98%, so you're nearly perfect.
Oh, nice.
And your heart rate's reading 60. That's a nice low resting heart rate. If you're at home and are trying to check your pulse, there's a couple places you can do that. One spot is on your wrist here, and if you put light pressure under your thumb, you can generally find a little pulse there. The other place you can find it is up in your neck, between the throat and that muscle here on the side. To measure your heart rate, you should count for about 30 seconds, and then you can multiply that by 2. Your heart rate is how many times your heart beats per minute. Which place was it easier for you guys to feel?
In the neck.
Yeah, it was like faint here.
So it's a little different for everybody, but there's 2 spots you might want to try.
How does the resting heart rate differ between someone like Lolo, an elite Olympic athlete, and someone like myself?
Elite athletes tend to have a lower resting heart rate than the average person.
So that means my heart is more efficient. Like just sitting here, my heart is working less than your average person.
You're exactly right.
Did you even know that beforehand?
I didn't know that stat. Didn't know it applied to all aspects of life, so that's pretty cool. So let's try this out. Let's do a few exercises and see how that affects our heart rate.
All right.
What do you want to do first? Jumping jacks?
Sure.
Okay. Okay, let's see if it changed our heart rate.
All right.
All right, let's check it out. So is that a lot of exercise for you?
No.
No. What I think will be interesting to see is not just what your heart rate is now, but how quickly it gets back to normal. So your heart rate's up to 81 and your oxygen levels are up to 99. So as you're breathing more deeply, you're getting more oxygen to your tissues, and you got your heart rate up by almost 20 points just with those few exercises.
Oh, wow. It's not dropping, is it?
It is.
Oh.
Your heart rate is quickly dropping back down to what it was before you started exercising, and that's a sign of good recovery. It usually takes 2 to 3 minutes to start to see that decline, probably 5 to 10 to get fully back to normal. That's a really good example of how healthy your heart is because it recovers really quickly after exercise.
Don't tell my coach that. That means I can do more exercises, right?
The heart is a muscle. It still needs exercise, and it still needs to be trained. You're training your heart to function under stressful conditions.
I know it's a muscle, but it's like you forget because it's just like, oh, you need your heart. I mean, I think about training my arms. I think about training my legs. I forget you're also training your heart.
Exactly. So let's watch and see what your heart rate does when you do a side plank, which is a type of anaerobic exercise.
Ready? Go.
Aerobic means using oxygen or using air, what we think of as cardio. And anaerobic means without, things like lifting weights, planks. So they're using a lot of their muscles, but they're not necessarily engaging the heart as much.
Went down.
It's only 60.
But I'm shaking. Every muscle is working.
Even though she's been holding this side plank and her muscles are shaking, her heart rate's not really changing very much.
Feels like my heart rate is going, but it's not, I guess.
I'm ready to stop when you're ready, ladies.
I'm ready.
When you're exercising, do you actually kind of keep track or monitor what your heart rate actually does throughout the workouts?
So when I'm running, I'm pushing my heart rate to its max because I'm doing those high intensity running workouts. But my heart, it just feels like it's about to explode through my chest. And then for bobsled, I'm focused more on power. So I'm focused more on, in the weight room, on lifting heavy weights. I am actually really intrigued to see how this will help me with my future training, and not only just training, but just my life.
So what's your favorite aerobic exercise?
Favorite and least favorite is running.
So when you do an aerobic exercise, what do you think happens to your heart rate?
Skyrockets.
When you did your anaerobic exercise, it really didn't change very much. So let's see what happens when you run. All right, how are you ladies feeling after that aerobic exercise?
Great.
You lie.
So your heart rate now, after a couple rounds of steps, is 121 and dropping quickly. Pulse ox is 99, which is a little higher than it was before.
Oh, very cool.
Just probably a little slower than someone who isn't as in good shape as you, but still shows that aerobic activity makes your heart rate go faster.
Well, that was so much fun. Thank you for working out with me. I didn't know all those things about anaerobic exercise and aerobic and how it affects you as an Olympic athlete versus someone like me who just would work out on a regular basis.
I didn't know that either, compared to just an average person. For me, it was kind of cool to see how quickly my heart rate would recover after a strenuous workout. It just validates all the hard work, all the practices I've done over the years are really giving me a benefit just for everyday life. So that was unique to see. I think we should celebrate.
Yes.
Have a snack, and oh my gosh, so much fun today.
So, there you have it. Hope you enjoyed this virtual field trip as much as we did. The heart is a truly incredible organ.
Thank you to everyone at Abbott for sharing their time and expertise.
I forgot what the question was.
I think it's what's normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we doing the urine again?
And a special shout out to 3-time Olympian Lolo Jones for getting our hearts pumping while learning how she stays in tip-top shape.
Not only do we know how and why the heart beats, we have ways to keep our heart healthy. On behalf of Discovery Education, I'm Kalia.
And I'm Allison. Thank you for joining us.
For additional resources, go to futurewellkids.com.